Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this content. If you're interested in joining our community, be sure to reach out and let me know. We do have open slots available in the Friday evening as well as the Friday early. We need one more player for the Friday early, and then we get to start a brand new campaign. I'm very, very, very excited to be doing this. It's always fun when you bring in a whole new group of characters to fuck up all of my plans in my world, you know? It's a great time. But if you are interested in any of that, be sure to reach out to me and just let me know. Alrighty, Bernie, tell us what happened last session.
Right, so last time we had just finished speaking to our father, and he told us a bit of about, well, why he had been pursuing the whole thing with us being keepers and that business. But yeah, I'm not going to do a full recap of that, but we decided to go and meet up with our new friends, Yanni and Jethro, who were, while we were speaking to our father, Buren had given them the task of starting to interrogate the prisoners that were kept in Pride's Call. And, well, we met up with them a little bit after they had begun, and the gist of it is that one of these scouts that had been sent by a Commander Rockwell of the 3rd Battalion, well, one of the scouts was actually a Myriad member, and he had a need to also report into the captain, which our group has previously encountered in Rexentrum. So the group was able to make out a kind of deal with him that he would report back to Commander Rockwell in Erosa first, and throw them off the trail and well, hopefully try to give Pride's Call some more time at least. And try to deceive the commander and the forces there into believing that there's no real need to go to Pride's Call. And well, at the same time, we also talked a little bit to the Starosta in Pride's Call, who is the mayor, Gouldy. And it seems he had been called into a meeting with some other mayors from around the Empire to meet with the king for a biannual meeting to sort of report and deliver on what the developments are. So they would be having a meeting soon. Bernie was a little bit suspicious of what might happen at this meeting, so well, they sent Kent with the mayor. Well, he was going anyway, but we gave Kent a sending stone so that he can reach out to Bernie, who has the other sending stone, just in case something happens. And yeah, meanwhile, the other prisoner, other scout, would be kept, well, just remain a prisoner. And the lie was that they had died. So after that, our group teleported first back to Nicodranas, and we spent a little bit of time there one evening before the next day heading over to Pheolin. And from there, our path goes northward into the Oath Moor, and hopefully we can get to Oath, and the plan is to meet up and speak with Kurt.
Alright. So, as you all are journeying up there, are any of you proficient in nature?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of you roll nature checks. Wyatt, are you cool if I give somebody buddyship over your sheet?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, who's an available buddy?
Donut, you got this.
No, that's no.
because of like information, probably just give dice.
Jethro, all right, Jethro, I'm giving you control over Yanni. Are you cool if I do vice versa?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool.
Aha, I have all the control now.
Alrighty.
Holy moly. Use these stats, so the wow, numbers.
It's almost like this one needed something to compensate.
Maybe. Jesus.
But
All right, there you go. We have the shared sheets. All right, sorry everybody, we're improvising a few things since we had a few last-minute call-outs to our campaign. All right, sorry everybody, we're. Oop, that's. I didn't even fully set up. Holy shit. But anywho.
You no longer see Jethro's sheet. Darn it.
Yeah. That's a great question. I can't remember off the top of my head. What level are y'all?
13.
13.
There you go.
Wait, Yanni, why are you level 20? What?
So, Tolsha. Or, sorry, Jethro. You'll notice this.
No, it is Yanni. I forgot to change the thing. Like, what I mean is, oh, go ahead.
You begin to notice the weather is becoming a bit more extreme. The clouds in the sky have slowly formed into gray clouds high above your head. And further past those gray clouds, you see there's darker clouds forming, and there's a pressure in the air that lets you know that a very large storm is probably going to be coming this direction soon. You've been dealing with very heavy rain for the past better part of a day.
Right. Well, yeah, Yanni, that's Jethro will peek his head through the I guess is it an open cart or is it like a Oregon Trail closed wagon thing?
Did you guys get a cart or wagon or no? You guys got a what do you call those things? The nice ones, carriage, right?
Right.
I got a carriage.
Yeah.
I got a horse.
So, oh yeah, Yanni, did you hear everything I said? Because if you replied, we're muted.
Yeah, that there was a storm coming. Sorry, somebody was talking to me. So, yeah, there's a storm. I mean, if it's already like raining cats and dogs, I don't think Yanni needs to tell them that.
Well, the heavy rain is one thing, but you can tell that this is the signs that a very large storm is coming in this direction.
Yeah.
Like
There's
a hurricane.
Storm coming, Mr. Wayne. Okay, yeah, she definitely let everyone know about that then. Like a hurricane's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to what I was, Jethro will knock on the thing because I was presuming Yanni would have told Jethro first since he's literally the one driving this carriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like knock onto the thing to kind of get them to roll down the window. Don't know how a carriage works.
Unlatch the latch. Hi.
Do the little taxi driver window thing.
We got tinted windows.
Nice.
Try the suspension on these things.
Yeah.
What suspension? That's a Lily invention.
That's true. I don't mean to be a bother right now. Looks like it's raining pretty bad. Looks, according to Yanni, it's gonna get worse, much worse. We should probably find some shelter or at least somewhere to not be in that.
Right. Well, how soon are we talking?
Looks to Yanni.
Next 2 days.
About next 2 days.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, there has to be some sort of, well, if not village, maybe a farmstead or something where we could lay up for a bit. I mean, what level of storm are we talking here? Are you saying we won't be able to move forward, or?
I'm saying it's probably going to be, knowing what Yanni knows, she's got experience with this sort of thing. It's the kind of storm that will, we're by a coast, so think like a typhoon, or hurricane, but not quite as bad.
Right.
Alright, then let's start looking for shelter. And if we're unable to find anything, I should be able to create something.
Is somebody going to break away to go try to find some shelter nearby? Because off of
Yeah.
the path, there isn't any real buildings or anything.
Yeah.
I'll take Zephyria up for a little scouting mission and see if we can't see anything.
On your gallant steed.
Wearing
Yep.
metal in a lightning storm.
Well, it's not the storm just yet.
Yeah, right now you're just in the very heavy rainfall portion of it.
Right.
I don't know if
So,
any of y'all have been through hurricanes when you're on a coastal city. Usually you have incredibly heavy rains for 18 hours before
Yeah.
your shit's getting rocked.
Yeah.
I've only heard it from my grandparents who live in Florida.
Yeah.
Also, I
Been
just
in it.
imagine the moment someone asks, maybe someone should find it. Not Ruka. Names. Fuck.
Patrick?
His character.
I just gotta go take out my pizza first.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Priorities.
I can't. For some reason, I'm having a brain fart on Ruka's character's name.
Patrick.
Patrick.
Patry, thank you. So is I'll do it, and then just runs off without saying.
She's going to outrun the storm. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyways, Guest. That's the name of your character?
Yes. Oh shit.
Isn't that the name of every character?
Is that the name of your character? I was wondering.
I'm still deciding. I haven't decided. Give me a
Oh,
second.
okay. You're not ready yet. Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Give
Like
me-
I said, we're improvising a lot today.
Yeah. Give me 5 more minutes, I promise.
Not a problem. In
Hey,
the
look,
meantime,
there's a guy on the side of the road. Looks like they're in the middle of a character creator.
They're just T-posing. You just see, switching rapidly between races. You're like, oh, God!
Yeah, I was thinking more like the Skyrim one, but yeah.
alrighty. So, Bernie, I need you to roll me a survival check.
Yep. $22.
We love 22.
22 is the most consistent number in this game.
Last campaign, it was 9.
Yeah.
There's always a different number each game. Anywho, we hate 22. Thank you, Yanni.
Oh, sorry, that's me again. My bad.
No, it's okay. My headcanon likes this more. Anyways, as you are scoping over the landscape, you do start to notice a little bit of lightning in the background, so you have to stay lower than the tree line at a minimum, but scooting your way around on top of your valiant steed. As you are looking around. And what is your horse again? A griffin? Pegasus? Pegasus, yeah.
A celestial Pegasus.
Yes. Good distinguishing. As you're looking around, north of where you all are, a very good distance away, you see what appears to be the outline of a farmland, but notably they don't have any crops yet. That's all you can really make out from this distance, but if there's a farmland, that usually means they have buildings constructed to withstand a hurricane.
Right. So how far away would you say it would, or how long would it take us to get there?
It's about 6 miles away, so an hour.
Right. Yeah, I'll, first thing I'll see that's good enough. So yeah, I'll go down and land Zephyria in front of the carriage and just... Well, I saw a farmstead, or at least the beginnings of what should be a farmstead in that direction. Maybe 6-7 miles out. We should be able to get there within the hour, or at least 2.
I mean, with the rain as heavy as it is, probably 2 or 3. But yeah, we could get there and take shelter for a couple days, wait for the storm to pass.
Right.
Yes.
Bear in mind, I didn't actually see any buildings, particularly, well, visibility is a bit difficult, but where there is farmland, there is bound to be some farmsteads, right?
True. And worst case scenario, I can make something. It's a new spell.
Right. Well, that's, yeah.
So
But yes, let's go find some shelter.
now that you all have a destination in mind, you start moving over in that direction, and you realize you could possibly save some time by getting off the road and beelining it towards the stead and hopefully find what you're looking for. The road seems to be veering to the right a little bit and might be one of those swoop around moments where you could cut across and hopefully still get to your destination. Which path do you wish to take?
I'll look at the weather and try to gauge how miserable everyone is.
I mean, you guys are, until you were out on your scouting mission, Jethro and I think Yanni were the only ones out here in this forsaken rain.
Told us nice and dry inside the carriage.
Yeah. Well, Bernie doesn't mind the rain.
Yeah, you're a sailor.
Yeah.
Good old seaman.
Yeah.
I vote we cut across.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the carriage might get stuck and we might have to abandon it, worst case, but
I'll
that's
just
the risk.
push it out if that's needed, or we'll pull it out with the horses. Let's... Yeah.
Right.
See, of that being spoken, I'm gonna... Yeah, you know, I would have... There's 2 horses pulling the carriage, right?
Yes.
Would have cast water walk on both of them.
Okay.
Because
Horses.
because they can go over mud then.
That's... Mud is different than water.
Right.
The horses can run on the rain as it's falling, like an
Yeah,
anime.
well...
and they won't be able to drag the cart with them because
yeah.
they don't have any traction.
This shit ain't Santa Claus, guys.
Just ritual cast water walk on both horses, but they're like, what?
Yeah, alright, so you did that. They can now walk on water. Anyways.
You might as well cast it on all of us since you can have up to 10 creatures.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Screw you guys, the horses.
All of us get it.
Yeah, what about the flying horse? Can that also walk on water?
Yes, I want to just see it vertically walk up the water.
Anywho. As you all are passing by, you end up breaking off the side of the road. Jethro, I need you to give me a animal handling check utilizing wisdom, please.
Aha. That's always wisdom. That's something I'm not trained in. 'cause
Sorry,
it's
not animal
land
handling.
vehicles.
I meant land vehicles utilizing wisdom. I
Aha.
misspoke. I
That is
apologize.
better for me.
+5. 21. We like 21.
More than 22.
That's a fact. As you are cutting through this landscape, there is a crack of lightning behind you that ends up startling the horses and puts them into a bit of a gallop, but you manage to calm them down enough to keep them steady. Those of you inside of the carriage, you do feel the hiccup from the horses taking off a little bit before settling down and continuing to move in a more calm manner. I also need Yanni to roll animal handling for her horse. And Bernie, yours is a summoned. You tell it to calm the fuck down, it calms the fuck down.
No. Also, it's got an intelligence of 10, so...
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So in other words, it's as smart as Super Fang.
Yep.
Can you guess what reliable talent she has?
That
Yeah.
I don't.
Can't roll below a 10. Wait, you
Nice.
can roll below a 10? Anyways, you do maintain the horses fairly well. As you're cutting through this entire landscape, you end up getting right next to a wooden post fence. One of those fences that has the vertical sitting posts, and then it has the horizontal ones going into grooves around it on the other sides. In order to cut across into this farmland, you're going to have to remove the posts. Who wants to do the athletics?
Jethro will do so.
I'll assist.
Alrighty. Go for it, Jethro. You have advantage.
Yeah.
22! We do love 22, don't we? Between the two of you now, these are hefty, long logs that have been chiseled and cut in order to create this fence. Easily weighs 400 pounds, each one of them, as the two of you are working to shift and move and dropping it into the ground, carrying it a little bit. As soon as you get both of them out of the way, just going over into that pathway. Are you going to put the fence back up?
Well, I mean, as we're lifting this, Jethro's like, Burn, if we bring one of these inside, we could get some workouts in while we're waiting for the rain to stop.
Well, no, I mean, we have to put it back up. This is vandalism.
Oh no, we can put it back up when we're done. Yeah, we could do it here
Right.
too. Just not I don't think much is going to be out in this rain.
No, I mean, you guys can also go ahead, and I'll put it up and catch up with you on what's Severia's very quick.
All right then.
Alrighty. Now, once you've made it past the threshold of this wooden fence, you see now that you are inside of a very large plot of land that is very clear as far as your eyes can see right now. It has a lot of overgrowth of weeds. You see a few stems that look a bit more exotic than normal weeds. Are any of you proficient in nature?
Yes.
All right, those of
Yeah.
you proficient in nature, you can tell that they have carrots, they have some cabbage, but the overgrowth of weed would suggest that those are naturally occurring in this location, and this looks unattended to in quite some time.
Okay.
Now, Bernie, athletics check to put it back.
Huh.
27. Yeah. Your motivation to do the right thing strengthens you with putting your wood back into the groove.
Also, just being out in the rain like this reminds me of being out on a ship, and just, this is a good time.
Yeah, invigorating.
Yeah.
Everyone else, as you're passing through, waiting for Bernie to catch up, you see this very large farmstead that is out here, and it goes on for what might be a mile or two. It's completely wide open, and by the looks of it, completely abandoned as well. Looking at a map, you can easily tell that you're only about 20 or 30 miles away from any form of civilization. The fact that this is abandoned is a little strange, especially for so long that weeds have grown into the place of many of the stock that would be out here.
Can I do a vibe check?
Sure.
What do I need to roll for that again?
Insight, perception, charisma.
Let's do it. Insight, Perception, charisma.
There's nothing offsetting about the vibe other than danger from the sky because storm.
Fair. I was concerned that this was giving me like a sanatorium vibe.
Now, Bernie, because you're the furthest one back, as soon as you have the second of the two posts placed into their proper grooves, you straighten your back up a little bit, get ready to get onto your steed's back, and you watch as a large tree goes flying through the air and lands roughly about 40 feet past you, roots and all. As you look now, and there's a wall inside of this storm pushing forward.
What in the hell's
You've seen hurricanes before. That is the outer wall of the hurricane.
A
Right.
man-made stone wall made by the hurricane to trample over.
I'll get Zaviria to take off. She's quicker on.
Alright.
She's got a 90-foot fly speed.
I need her to give me an acrobatics check to get through the air quickly without getting struck by any debris.
And this is how Bernie died.
No. Let me see. Is there anything I can do to assist that? No, it's just a straight dex roll then.
Yeah.
Well.
Ooh. 12 isn't bad. I need her to give me a dex save, though. As a bolt of lightning strikes off from the inner wall and heads over towards her.
Right.
It's because he's wearing plate mail.
She does get a +5. So, 21.
21 is a success. Let me roll the damage dice. What is that? Yep.
But I smelled fried chicken.
So, 27 halved lightning damage.
All right.
Not a good roll. Average roll.
Yeah. Is that on Severia then?
That is her and you as well. You both take half.
All right. Yep.
So, as you're flying faster, everyone else, the storm has begun picking up quite a bit, and Yanni, you could point out that, that the hurricane's right behind you all, as you see Bernie flying through the air towards all of you and zoom right past you all.
Oh no, the hurricane's chasing us.
Need to pick up speed here.
Perception check, disadvantage, everybody who's outside.
Fuck.
I'm going to heal Zephyria and myself.
By casting Cure Wounds, which targets you, and then heals your horse. Paladins,
No,
man.
I'm just going to use lay on hands.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to do the fun paladin thing where you cast a spell that targets only you. It also targets your mount if you're mounted.
Oh yeah.
That's
no,
a
I
fine
don't
steed
have any,
feature.
yeah, I don't have any cure spells.
Of course, the
prepared, so-
paladin doesn't have Cure Wounds.
It's on my list. I just
Yeah,
lay on
you
hands,
have catch these hands. That's the.
Yeah.
You didn't prepare it?
OMG, Bernie.
So no one in our
It's
party.
like the one time the cleric didn't have Revivify. What do you mean you don't have Revivify? That's your one job. I also cook.
Oh no, that's Yanni and Jethro who cook.
We love 24s. All right, so and 25. All of you, as you are traveling out here as quickly as you can, you see that there's a faint glow coming from inside of a barn that looks mostly well put together. It doesn't have any breakage inside of it or anything like that. There's no blemishes on the outside, and it does seem to be completely closed off right now. And it's only 400 feet away or so.
What's the bond?
Alrighty. We need one final cart check for you, Jethro.
Haha, here we go. Let's go. Let's do this. Wisdom?
Strength. Maintaining the horses with force at this point. There's no time to calm them. You gotta fucking control them. We love 22. As you are maintaining your horse and making sure they're moving steadily, fastly over towards this large barn, you all get to the outside of it and you start to push against the door, which seems to be locked on the other side. Bog,
Yes.
you found this location maybe a couple of hours ago, thought, well, it's abandoned, so it might be a good place for you to settle up and maintain. You closed up all of the windows, you closed up all of the doors, you barricaded them properly, you moved all of the heavy objects at the top of the barn downwards, you made sure this place is built so, like, so long as the storm doesn't completely destroy it, you're probably okay. And it's at this point you hear the neighing of horses outside the doors of this barn, as well as the slamming against the door that you have barricaded shut.
I immediately assume that it's someone knocking, probably someone who owned this place, and go, "What is it?"
What? We're seeking shelter from the storm.
Oh, what? I do say. I'll quickly start trying to open the stuff.
Alrighty. Sleight of
Y'all
hand
need some
check?
shelter? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Sure, that's a thing.
Sleight of hand, yeah.
8.
8. You all hear a lot of crashing, falling. At one point, you kind of knock over a little lantern you had, but luckily you pick it up before it actually gets onto the hay, and you end up unbarricading the door with the latch.
Come in. It's dangerous out there.
Now,
Come on,
Bog,
come on.
would you like
Yeah,
to
this
describe
is-
what your character looks like for us?
Bach himself is, you can see his oval face,
Oh.
showing that he is a half elf. He has a bunch of wraps on him, and it seems like he lives out of his backpack, right? Just him talking, his breath stinks. You could tell he's probably a homeless man. Really dirty.
Yeah.
You do notice there's a kobold mask around his neck.
Kobold mask?
Yeah, it looks like a almost like a dragon mask, but it's smaller, so you can tell it's a kobold. But that's it.
So,
I go, it's dangerous out there. Come on, y'all.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
so as you all come inside, getting the horses in, tying them up so they can't freak out and trample all of you tonight, because that is a legitimate danger with horses. If they stomp on you, you could easily die.
Book.
So, now that you're all inside, you look around at this large, well, fairly large looking barn out here. It's definitely a slaughter barn. They would utilize this to, drain out all of the fluids from any animals that they slaughtered for selling. It's a very common thing. It's not that creepy when you're from this era. But there are a lot of tools for slaughtering around the walls that have been placed down and tucked into a corner safely.
I feel like out of the horses aren't smart enough to know what this place is, but Bernie's horse is. It's like, oh my god, Bernie, why did we come here, Bernie?
We're having angel wings for dinner.
I look at all the bloody tools and I put 2 and 2 together. Actually, no, I'm stupid. I go, those not mine. I'm in the same boat as all y'all, you know?
Inside check? No.
I swear that I do.
So, what's your name, good sir?
Oh, my name is Bog Nav.
Bog Nav? Name?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Bog
well,
Nave.
Bog
Pleased to meet
Nav.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Burren, and these are my companions. I guess I couldn't think of anything smart to call them.
Oh, what a unique assortment of individuals we got here. And I immediately start trying to get the dirt off my hand, and it just smears mud that's already on there. And I go, here you go, nice to meet you.
Right. Nice to meet you. I'll take your hand. No problem. Did you take a tumble into the mud or something? It's certainly.
No, I call it my active camouflage in case there's any kind of crazy beast sorts out there.
Right. Yeah, interesting. I have heard of similar things, but maybe not so much mud though. So right. So your first name is Bog.
Yeah,
Is that?
but yeah.
Is there? Did you grew up near a bog or something or?
My family wanted to name me something that reaches for the skies, but they felt I'd only go as far as the ground, so they named me after the bog that was next door.
Oh. Oh well, that's.
And he looks visibly sad.
You just hear like a divine oof.
I thought it was quite endearing.
Right. Well, it's quaint at least. Well, yeah. So, yeah, we're on our way to Oath. Do you know it? Oath. It's supposed to be up a ways in this direction.
Of course, I'm with the Kainau, and I was actually on my way. Kainau.
Ah.
I was on my way there right now. To be honest, I'm looking for special curative properties that could be found inside the Oath Marsh.
Oh. So, yeah, the Kinau, I've heard of them, but I don't really know much about them.
Fun fact, they tell me a lot. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh. So you're
just-
so you're kind of like a courier then, or?
I'm more of like a physician / acquirees of medical sedatives and different properties, and I make some amazing edibles. Just saying,
Huh.
Edibles, as in
like rice cakes.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, well, you could probably get some kind of cooking going then. Miriam here is also a bit of a doctor himself, so.
You look at the half giant.
Why, you guys are just full of surprises.
Right. Well, you seem like a pleasant fellow, so, I mean, if you...
Of course.
Since we're headed to Oath and you're apparently going there as well, why don't we travel together?
Of course, Grandpappy Nav used to say, optimism is key to success, after all.
Right. Well, Grandpappy Nav sounds like a good fellow.
Yeah.
The entire time, Jethro is currently drying all his clothes that are completely soaked all the way through.
I know he's doing that thing where he's like he's probably got like other than his armor, like all the other stuff off, and he's just squeegeeing it all out.
Miriam has prestidigitation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just do that.
That's probably smart. If you guys get something called pneumonia, it can also trigger something called diseases. We call them diseases because you can die.
A diocese, isn't that? No, that's a diocese. That's like a kind of clerical domain.
No, diseases.
Oh, diseases, right.
No. Diseases you can survive. Diseases you die.
Is that why it's called? No, that can't be it.
Miriam shakes his head no.
Trust me, I'm a medical physician. I know these things.
Miriam.
I'll look to Telsha and telepathically say, I think this person might have a screw or two loose, but it seems at least well-intentioned.
He told you can't say anything back, can't she? What were you told?
Oh, you absolutely can. But...
Oh, okay.
Well, you can't talk out loud.
Jethro will kind of like drop by after getting some of his stuff prestidigitated and squeezed of water. Bernie, I don't know if you this fella seems a little a card short of a full house.
Right, well, and I look at Jethro and telepathically say, I'm well aware. But there's no need to go calling names, and we do have playing cards actually. I think. But yeah, I mean, Boghair seems like a perfectly good person, right?
Yes.
You wouldn't be some like, I mean, murdering hobo or something, right?
No, do you guys run into those kind of often?
You'd be
We have
surprised.
heard of them.
Like, murder hobo? That's illegal.
Yeah, it's very illegal. So, yeah. Let's hope there's none of those out here.
No, the only thing I carry for my self-defense is my own personal gains. My own personal gains of left and right. These hands are ready to eat for everyone. Also, they also heal too.
Oh,
I
well,
heal.
that's
I
good.
mean, yeah. Just gotta stab you with and I pull out like a rusty syringe. One of these a couple times, and you'll heal back up.
No.
Yeah.
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I prefer not to be stabbed if I can avoid it.
Jethro's gonna lean in again. I'm pretty sure that we should probably set up a watch for tonight. Just be safe.
I'll sleep in the carriage.
Right. So yeah, Bog. What you said you were going to get some medicines, or what was it?
Yes, the Othomors are famous for their large assortment of medical herbs, right? Both of the hallucination type as well as the healing type. And you can crunch them into some crazy pharmaceutical properties.
I see.
You could tell just as he talks that he's actually not smart. He's using just big words that he's heard.
Interesting. Right. So
Yanni's gonna,
yeah, go ahead.
just gonna take off her headband of intellect and try to hand it to him.
Oh, this is such a dandy item. Is this like a gift?
You might need it.
Oh no. Trust me, I like to pack light, so I give it back.
Covered in mud.
I'm pretty sure it's attunement too, so it'd be at least the power needed.
You see her eyes go crossed when she took it off for a second. Okay.
Well, well, it's good that you can heal at least if you're a doctor, but do you always have to stab people with that needle first?
Well, I'm also quite a proficient person of acupuncture, right? So I have other needles I can use too, and I start pulling out a bunch of like these long, thin needles, and you can tell that they've been used multiple times because they've never been clean, and like the little blood kind of
Oh my
stained in them.
goodness.
So acupuncture? What's? I'm not sure.
That's when I stab you multiple times in your back, right? And it releases something called stress points.
Jethro once again leans over. Bernie, he literally just said he might stab us in the back.
Those things are making me stressed.
Jethro, I don't think he's actually ill-intentioned. Just a little bit strange. Well, hi, Bog. We're not talking about you. We're just talking about something.
I know, I can see.
Right. Well, yeah, we're So, how have you been out here before this place?
To be honest, no.
Oh, okay.
But I do know a general instruction was given to me to tell me the general direction. I think it's that way, or was it that?
Right. Yeah, well, north is that way.
Well, I thought north is the way you're facing.
I
She seems to also bring her hands together. It's just like, That's not how
I
that works.
really just want to help him. Are you sure you don't want this? He's gonna take it
No.
off again.
No, I am quite proficient with getting around, though.
I'll give him a clap on the shoulder. Oh, it's good to have you with me. And while I'm doing that, I'll use 5 points of lay on hands to cure disease.
Oh, well, a couple of the burning situations went away. This is weird.
Well, that's what good company does, you know.
I can also touch you and give you a little bit of.
No, that's fine. Yeah, just a friendly gift, you know.
And
Also,
then I will do a what's it called? A hand of healing to him with a key point, and it as per lesser restoration. So
So in
I
other
go
words,
say
you're-
I could do that too.
oh,
Did anyone barricade the door back up?
Nope.
yeah, we should do that.
The door?
right.
Jethro,
I've got this.
yeah, I'll come over and help.
So, all of you are going to be stuck in here for a little time. Either to wait for the storm to pass over you completely, or to wait for the eye of the storm to get over top of you and then start moving. Honestly, Yanni would be the most well-equipped individual here to know which would be a better option. But all of you may discuss.
Honestly, I would say wait it out.
Right. Depending on her assessment of how long it might last.
I can tell you, usually as someone who lives out here, that them storms usually take a day or like less than a day to kind of blow over. But like it depends on how big the hurricane is, you know.
Right.
It's hit landfall, so it can't last more than 2 days.
Yeah, and then also we gotta be clear that we're not in the hull of the hurricane too, because the hull of the hurricane is also clear.
Right. Yes, the eye, we call it from where I'm from. The eye of the storm.
Is that what y'all call it? But
Yeah.
there's no like pupil.
No, I guess not. I didn't invent the term. I'm not sure where, but it's, yeah, that's what we call it.
But
But
this might be different, guys, because this one's moving incredibly fast. I don't want to, like...
I
Yeah,
can't
I
understand
know,
you
but
at all right now.
yeah, you're a bit low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No, it's moving incredibly fast. It might be an air elemental. He says, knocking on wood.
Why would you suggest an air elemental?
Well, might be a very strong one. I don't know. It just this one didn't seem normal because it was like 2 days out when we first scouted it, and now it's here.
And I
Oh.
attempt a nature check to determine the orientation of this storm.
You can certainly try.
Hot dang. 22.
Jesus.
All right. So, yes, the storm is moving very quickly, but it wasn't supposed to touch down this far for at least another day or so. It did pivot. It was supposed to hit the coast a little more northwards or westwards of you and then roll over. But instead of swooping in like that, it moved directly in and is now curving harder. Which means it is hitting the coast, but it's going to fall off pretty quickly as well. You think a day or so, you'll probably be okay.
Well, judging by my terms and my massive understanding of the nature sword, the storm was supposed to more go north, and it pivoted, and it's going to just keep pivoting. So we have about a day before it goes away.
Right.
But what do I know? I'm not a weatherman.
You're not?
I like weather.
Right. Well, I do as well. But
I need
well,
you to move your car forward right now.
I suppose we'll just have to get
Be right back.
comfortable here then. So, right. So, can you tell me anything more about these Kinao people? As I said, I've heard about them. I just don't really know much.
Are you aware of them, Bog?
So I'm with them, and I know that I'd probably be some kind of doctor for them, but ultimately, like outside of like what their general thing is, I don't think Bog would know.
Okay, well, you can give them general information.
Okay, I give you the general information as per.
Okay, so they're the indigenous people of the Menagerie Coast.
Okay.
They are the people that are natively from this land before people from Marquette and other locations discovered it and then started terraforming it however they saw fit. They have a lot of spiritual connection to this land, as well as a love and appreciation of it that goes beyond that of the average individual. The vast majority of them are human, but there's quite a few other races. Kinayu is not specific to a race of individuals. It was the people that are from this coast are those people. Yeah, that's pretty much the general gist of them.
I tell you all of that, and I go, does that like explain to you why I seem a little bit more unique than y'all?
Sure. Yeah. That's yeah, interesting. I don't think we've encountered any of that people before. So.
We sometimes keep to ourselves, but you know, that's the thing. It's about assimilation, right? Once people started terraforming, a lot of the culture got assimilated. Not like
Right.
physically, just like
Right. Yeah. What happens with immigration, I suppose?
what's that?
No, it's when. Well, immigration is when you move into a country, and emigration is when you move out of a country. I know it sounds very similar, but well, it's
I assume
like
this is a
when-
similar situation, like Hole of the Hurricane and Eye of the Hurricane. It's the same thing.
well, yeah, I suppose it's just a clash of cultures. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be not good. I suppose you've heard of there's a bit of a war going on now with the Empire and Tal'Dorei.
I mean, as long as the war doesn't involve destruction of my people as well as the nature, ultimately I try to stay away from the crazy big building people over there.
Right.
I mean, weirdly
Yeah.
enough, people come looking for us more than we go looking for them.
Oh, really? I mean, is there anything particular that your people offers to sort of?
To be frank, I don't know. People just show up. I know that we don't really look for them. So, you know.
Right. Well, if you have expertise with plants and herbs and healing and the like, I suppose that's a good reason. Good. Well, I was wondering what kind of so you haven't been out here before. I just noticed this farmstead earlier. I was kind of wondering why it might be so deserted. Seems like
mean-
it's been this way for a while.
If I can make some assumptions, the storm showed, and probably whoever owned the place might have booked it. But, like, that's a pretty broad assumption here. I just thought, hey, you know, they probably don't mind me hiding in this giant shack that's in the middle of nowhere that's used for killing multiple indigenous creatures. So, you know.
Right. Well, no, I mean, it's perfectly legal to seek shelter from a storm like this, especially when there's a house or something that's not being used like this. Although, I would like to know who might have owned it. At some
I
point.
haven't looked around, that's all. If you want to look around their stuff, that's between you and your own self-conscious.
before things started becoming invisible due to the amount of rain in the area, Bog, you did see that there was a larger building, smaller than the barn, that looks like a live-in station, I guess is what you would call it.
I mean, there is a house up the street. That might be theirs. Now that I think about it.
Oh, street. I would.
Up
Right.
the
Okay.
road.
Well, right.
The dirt path.
Right. Have you been to a city before?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
okay.
just so many buildings. It's like a giant, like, maze. And then there was this one dude, he was like, you have to pay something called taxes? And I was just like, what is that? I have to pay for something after I paid for something? Doesn't
Right.
make
Well,
sense.
well, it's taxes are a very good implementation of.
Sounds like theft.
Sounds like theft. No, although. No, it's not theft. It's because you do get, at least in well-governed places, you do get something back for your taxes.
Like a tax return?
Well, it usually is returned more in the forms of services. People who keep the roads clean, who tend to different buildings, maintain public areas and spaces, and offer maybe some kind of assistance for the poor and the sickly.
Can people not just clean their own little areas and call it?
Well, sure, but I mean, not everyone is as inclined to do so, I suppose.
Oh, well, them litter bugs are the problem. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's.
Bernie, can I borrow the map?
Oh.
I gotta go, guys. I'll see you guys.
Take care.
Right,
care,
okay,
Ren.
yeah, see you. Oh, you mean the right? Yeah, that good idea. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. I'll pull up the secret map.
If I might make a suggestion as well, if there is a house further up, we can leave the animals here in this spot, and then once the rain lightens up, why don't we actually go to where people stay?
Yeah.
Sure. But
Yeah.
let's check that map first, Bernie.
Right. Well, here you are.
I will take the map from Bernie and open it up.
All right. It would appear that you are inside of a barn, and outside of the barn, there are paths. And at the end of that path, there appears to be a shed at the far side, as well as a home that has only 5 rooms in it.
Okay. No hidden trapdoors or cellars within the barn?
No, this is just a farm, abandoned farm.
Okay.
Oh, there's also a well nearby.
Better throw some platinum down it.
Well, would you look at that?
Right.
Sorry.
Well. Yes,
So ZD, man.
once we get to the eye of the storm, we can head over to the farmhouse itself.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds good enough.
All right, I'll get the animals taken care of, so we can just leave once there's that opening.
Right. Well, since we're really don't have much to do here, I'll just go about doing some exercises over there. Feel free to join if you want. And I'll take off my armor and start getting into like some workout routine.
Alrighty. So, everybody. Tulsi, you said you want to investigate the house, right?
Yeah, yes, I was going to want to investigate the house once we got to the eye of the storm.
Alright. Then you all wait. A good little portion of this storm as it is raining down upon you all. At the end of that, it seems to subside after about 8 hours or so. Gives you a wonderful opportunity to go see what's the happening. You wander outside, and you can see a large portion of the dirt path has been completely muddled and ruined at this point. Incredibly difficult for you to traverse across if you wanted to, if it wasn't for the fact that, you're a hardied adventurer. Now, as you venture across it, you see that there's the home. All of the windows boarded up. No furniture outside. The door seems to be closed, and it has 2 planks of wood over top of it, nailed into the structure of the wall.
Definitely looks like it's been boarded up for some time.
Right.
Definitely looks more
Yeah, go
sturdy
ahead.
than the barn itself.
Joey, I just want to try to recall, because Bernie, once we got to Port Damali, he did, I did a, like a general investigation into different laws and stuff along the Menagerie Coast.
Yeah.
Do I recall if there are any particular laws about claiming abandoned farmsteads or,
Ooh. If a
Or
farmstead is abandoned for longer than 2 years, with no signs of the owners there and no deed to be claimed, then somebody can put in an order to get a deed to claim that land as their own.
Alright.
Were there any laws pertaining about seeking shelter during hurricanes?
The law of survival dictates who the fuck's gonna stop you.
Fair enough.
That's... Yeah, sorry. It's...
Turns out that's an actual law of survival.
Oh no, a guard says, alright, you have to leave.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna send out these level 30 town guards.
All right. Do you mind taking the boards down, Bernie?
Sure, we can
And
do that.
Jethro?
I've got this.
There you are. You know, if this place has been abandoned for a long enough time, 2 years, I believe it was, we might actually be able to, if we would want to claim it as our own. I suppose Bog was here first, though, so... but now you know, at least, Bog.
Noted. And I will say that that is a good idea, just in case that I have to come back here for whatever reason. If I can remember how to get back here.
Right. So you're not very well traveled then, or?
I'm good at following the path, and I'm good at, surviving in the wilderness. But when it comes
Right.
to following them paper things, the maps,
Oh.
not that great. But I can make do.
Right. Well, it seems like a perfectly good farmstead. I mean, there might be some reason for the people who lived here why they abandoned it at some point, but
I mean,
maybe
it
we'll
is.
find out.
It is close to Phelan in the coast.
It is.
Perhaps they fled during that devastation a while back.
Yeah, it could be. Joey, could you move the marker to where we actually are right now?
Absolutely.
If it does come to the case where I
okay.
can claim this place, we can call this just a dictate of manifest destiny. Something I can just do.
Oh, right. Yeah, something like that.
Indeed. There's a lot of big words you're using there, buddy.
Yeah, someone just taught me them like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Good, good, good for you.
would.
Good for you. Good for you.
I do not think it means what you think it means.
That's debatable.
Yeah.
Ah,
Princess Bride reference there.
Anywho. Jethro, athletics check.
I did. 23.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, you rip off the boards. No problem at all. The door does seem to be locked, and with a very hefty twisting from your hand, Jethro, everybody listens to a very loud snapping of whatever mechanism is keeping the door shut as you push the door open.
Got it.
All right. Let's see what's out here. I'll use my divine sense, by the way.
As he does, I walk in and go, "Hello, is there anyone here?"
You sense an undead nearby, Bernie.
Interesting.
is it one of Miriam's?
No,
Is it Bog?
I can't answer that.
There. Hang on, Bog. There's something nearby. There's an undead presence in the area.
Oh, that means someone was put into this house and they died here. That's a shame.
That's not necessarily what might have happened, but well, it
There's a-
could be a ghost.
Go away.
Who's that?
Go away.
We only seek shelter from the storm.
Seek it someplace else.
What does this voice sort of sound like? Does it sound like a perfectly regular voice, or is there some
Insight
tone to it?
check.
All right. $31.
31. There's definitely a strain of worry as well as frustration that you can sense coming from the voice. But it clearly is not magically crafted.
Right. Now, no need to get riled up. We're just travelers who wanted to find out what's happened here. Is this your farm?
Yes.
Then we apologize for intruding. We just simply wanted to seek shelter from the storm.
There's a barn outside. Use that. Board
We have-
my door back up and leave.
Right. Might I ask your name?
My name is Grimmy.
Grimmy. Is that your first name? Your family name? Or...
Hans Grimmy.
Hans Grimmy. Okay, well, my name is Buren Cragless. Pleasure to meet you. Would you mind? I mean, I can sense that you're being, not too keen on visitors, but I mean, it would be nice if we could talk a little bit with you about what's happened here. Do you stay out here all by yourself, or why is this place abandoned?
You need to leave.
What if we just want to help you move on, you know?
You all hear strained footsteps just very slowly creeping from down the hall. The same direction the voice is echoing from.
I assure you we mean you no harm, and like he said, we would be happy to help you in any way if we can.
My harm is not my concern.
Are you trying to protect us from something here then?
Yes. Leave. Do any of you have dark vision other than Bernie?
I do.
I do.
Oh, perfect. So, from all the way down the hall, Tolsha, you would recognize this as one of the smaller rooms out of all of them. You see a hand reaching past the frame of the door itself, and the nails are very crooked and long and yellowed as they're reaching out, and the grip on the door frame seems to crack it a little bit. Leave.
Well, I would be inclined to do so.
Is this the case where you have no control over your own body?
You see a face moving past the threshold with a little bit of a pointed nose and a very hollow-looking cheeks and malnourishment clearly riddling the individual as they turn their head down the hallway. I warned you. And we're going to go ahead and go on break.
Oh.
Hey.
We'll be right back.
Oh man, we're playing some Fanta.
That means something completely different to me.
Rumbling foreskins. All right, guys.
Wait, what?
Welcome back. Before we
Wow.
jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. Yeah, you like that one? Great segue, huh? Anyways, let's get into the action, people. So, where last we left off, the party had infiltrated into this seemingly abandoned house. Bernie, however, had sensed that there was some type of undead presence inside. And despite all of the warnings coming from this Hans individual who lives here, you all were persistent on staying put. And now, because of that, it is time for you all to get onto the proper map and then roll me initiative.
His name is Hans. I don't know why I just thought that
Hans-
was funny.
Hans Grummer.
Question is he handsome?
Remy.
Or was he handsome?
Nah, he was actually a solo player his entire life. Nobody ever got with him. He was Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Han Solo.
All right, Hans.
He also had a sister named Gretel.
Holy hell, Joey rolled well for initiative?
Woo! Let's go. Someone's gonna beat me. Oh no. Okay.
I'm the cleric goes first.
I knew I should have taken those 3 levels in Gloomstalker.
Alrighty.
Shoulda,
So
why didn't you? Jesus.
Tosha, from around the corner over here, you see the hand beginning to stretch over onto the doorway as the individual starts moving out, and there's a clear malnourishment to them. And when you look over, there's this very thick-looking drool coming off of them as their eyes gleam, looking at you all. Oh, that's a vampire.
Okay, immediately. First thing he's like, this is the Shadowfell all over again. Hold monster.
Well, do you have line of sight from over there?
Where are they?
Over here.
No.
Then move.
Move here.
Give me a dex save.
The floor.
9.
14.
Ooh, Bernie's Aura, 14.
Yep.
Is still a failure. As you step over in this area, you see that there's this rope stringing across the doorframe that has little bits of kitchen utensils to act as a, warning that something is coming if that were to happen. You step over it, but unfortunately, the decayed wood underneath gives way as you fall, and it opens up and you crack down underneath the house itself. You will take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are prone underneath the house.
So I'm under the house.
Yep.
Under the house. Under the house.
You may use your action to try to crawl out of the hole if you would like.
It's
I will
grimy.
do so.
It's slimy.
Okay.
Is that an athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
All right, guys, I'm out of the fight for the whole time. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You gave up those gauntlets. I don't want to hear you bitching. You look at it and you find these 2 beams and pillars that you can grab onto the one, leap over, kick off the other, grab onto the wood, and hoist yourself up, dragging yourself out of here. However, that is the remainder of your movement and your action.
All right, bonus action. Spiritual weapon right here. It's just,
So
I'm just having it there. Yeah. And now seeing it and seeing the fangs and whatnot, it's like, we're in another Shadowfell situation.
the individual looks over at you. Spiritual weapon over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
To make the strike.
The creature looks over at you, and It looks down at your ankle, which now you have blood from falling down and splintering open, and the drool intensifies. I told you to leave. And he is solely fixated on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a reminder too, the vampires aren't common. They're like they're mythical, right?
Yes.
In your world?
In
Okay.
in my world, this is to people who have never encountered a vampire. You've never encountered a vampire, and what the fuck? They're real. Anyways, vampire time. La 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 la. He scurries very quickly across the floorboards, grabbing on with the long nails and launching over towards you. As he does, you see the extended claws start striking out over at you, Tolsha. 18 to hit.
That misses.
Alrighty, the first one goes striking, and as you move away, your hair just cuts mid-air. Those are some sharp fucking claws. Second one. 29 hits.
Yeah, that hits.
And I have a thing I want to do as a reaction. Is that okay?
Absolutely. What's your thing?
Let me check which one it is. It is the cloud one, I believe.
Oh, that's right. You're playing the nobody gets to ever have fun build, right?
I don't know about that one, but
The Rune Knight?
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hit by an attack roll. I'm using my reaction to choose a different creature within 30 feet. I think, yeah, Jethro will take that hit for Tolsha.
You'll take the crit instead?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. That is going to be 15 points of slashing damage in total. And then the third attack.
Oh, god damn it.
Biting your leg, Tolsha.
Not 20s for us, please.
Nah, I think I'll keep all of them. You have a paladin and a cleric. I think I'm
Roll
taking
damage.
my 20s.
Roll damage.
Oh, there's... Actually, yeah, I could roll, couldn't I?
But do you want to?
Alright, that's 9 points of piercing, and then 8d6 necrotic.
Whoa.
It's a crit.
Yeah.
34 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
As it slices at you twice, mostly trying to, like, push you away. You notice the creature has some semblance of sentience to it despite its animalistic instinct as an undead, and it seems to, like, push you with its claws that the other one got deflected by Jethro, and then as soon as it sees the blood, it has nothing else about it other than the need to feed as it sinks its fangs into your ankle and starts draining as quickly as it can. And it heals to full.
Just hear her scream, just like as she's getting
Oh,
rapidly
somebody
drained.
left the initiative order.
Oh, sorry, that was, I had to redo my token.
Alright.
Because for some reason it wasn't updating the HP bar.
Yeah, it doesn't do that for you, it does it for us.
Pretty sure it was just because Tolsha rage quit after 2 crits in a row, Joey.
Yeah, fuck you! Alrighty. Bog, you're next.
Well, he's just diseased. That makes sense. How high is the ceiling?
About 10 feet.
Okay. So
Actually,
I'm
no,
gonna...
this is a farmhouse. Like, 8, if that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna like attempt to fly over their heads in like a weird dive motion.
How tall is everybody?
How tall is Jethro?
I'm 5'6".
Is that with
5'8".
your horns?
6'2".
Yeah, let's say 5'7" with the horns then.
Damn, your horns only add 1 inch. Small horns, bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can fly over them, no problem.
Okay. and I clock Kusha in the side with a bunch of like needles in my hand, and I'm gonna hit her with one of my hands of healing.
So, Tolsha, as you see the serrated, rusty needles stab into you,
Still 7.
for some reason, you don't feel pain in that spot currently.
Question, Joey. Did that necrotic reduce my hit points?
No, the necro. Oh shit. Yeah.
you can't have your hit points reduced.
Okay.
Right?
Haven't
Your
heard
cleric
that.
can't have that.
No, they do not have that feature.
Oh, that's Marion who has that. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's
Yeah,
Marion.
then your hit point maximum decreased by 34.
Just checking.
Yep.
Well,
Oh, that's basically my current max HP right there.
I go, well, hot dang. And I'm gonna, with my other attack, I'm gonna clock the vampire.
All right,
in
you
the
have
head.
flanking. Give it a good whoosh.
Do I have advantage here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, flanking. I know you don't play the melee, so you don't get to benefit from that.
I've done it once. Yeah, I'm gonna do an unarmed strike.
Go for it.
Or an unarmed strike. So 29.
That hits.
And then I'm gonna attempt a stunning strike.
Okay, well, roll your damage.
Oh, yes. 12.
Holy shit!
It is magical, too. Oh, shit, nice. And then I'm gonna...
That's 3 in a
Flurry
row.
of-
Guys, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm
It's
gonna
very
flurry
important.
of blows as well, right?
Go ahead and blow him.
The first attack is going to be substituted with a Hand of Harm, since I can do that now at level 12.
Go for it.
So, first attack is a Hand of Harm, second attack is a normal.
14 misses. 19
19?
hits.
Okay, I'm going to attempt another stunning strike with that.
All right, get your damage in there. All right, the streak's over.
Look, you got 3 natural 20s because Wyatt left.
Yeah. For another
I go.
12.
And in the words of the great Grandpappy, Dwayne the Orc Johnson, you're going nowhere. And that's it.
I want to meet this Dwayne the Orc Johnson.
I bet you do. Oh, wait, you're not Lily anymore. Never mind. Bernie!
Yeah. I'll
As the stunning blow did happen to the individual and you saw him thirstily drinking, you do see the tears running down his feral face as he clearly has a lot of remorse and hang up about what he is. You're an expert in insight, so you would glean that instantly.
yeah.
The stunning strikes, you see giant needles in them, by the way.
Just-
Let me see. Can I move past Jethro and Tulsa easily, or
you'll have to leap over that hit pit in the floor.
right? Does that cost any movement or
5
anything,
additional.
or- Right. Okay. So yeah, yeah, I can move through that square, right? And so that's
Yeah, it's just 5 additional to get through that square.
yeah. So I'll just do like this then. And get over here.
Yep.
And I'll
Perfect.
I'll call out and just. We don't want to kill you, but we'll have to subdue him. Seduce him.
I think the
Yeah, I was
word
gonna- I was gonna say.
Bernie slowly takes off his armor.
And I'm so wet from the rain.
Yeah. English isn't my first language. Okay?
You're good, you're good. Oh no, my bootstraps, they must be tightened.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll. Can I non-lethal smite?
Yeah, you can non-lethally smite, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll use my battle axe non-lethally,
Yeah, the blunt of it.
something like that. The
Yeah.
side of it.
The butt.
And-
Skunk.
Yep.
As a reminder, you have advantage.
It's stunned,
Oh, nice.
so 23.
Yeah.
Now, just so there's no confusions, because we usually do have confusions with difference between stunned and incapacitated, attack rolls are at advantage. It auto-fails saves of strength and dex. Can't move and can't speak. and can only speak in falteringly.
Okay, so the first is 19 damage then, and I'll use a 4th level smite on the second. So that's oh, I haven't put that in. So that would be 5d8, no 6d8 extra, since it's undead.
He is undead.
33.
Whew! And because he is malnourished, he is vulnerable to radiant damage right now. So
When
Bernie,
he did,
All right.
oh, he's still malnourished. One bite is not enough to quench this guy. You'll find out. How do you want to do this?
Oh, well, as I first move over, I'll just I'll just position myself a bit like protectively in front of Tulcha and smack him on the side with the axe, and then smack him another time. And at this point, you'll see the axe sort of glows softly with some divine energy, and I'll smack him on the side of the head, and it just knocks him out.
Alright, so as the first one lifts him up off the ground, fleeing from the radiant damage, you take the second one to strike down on top of his head as it kunk and knocks him down to the ground, completely unconscious.
You okay there, Tulsha?
yeah, I'll be fine.
There's here. That's
Did-
not. Bog, help me tie him up quickly.
I take these long needles out of him. Just. I go,
Twitching.
no problem.
I
No.
feel like you really should wash those.
No,
I'm
no,
just-
no. What are you talking about? It just helps the curative effects of the next person.
I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, you felt better, right?
Marion walks in,
wait.
shakes his head no, and walks out.
You didn't. You're not coming within 5 feet of me.
I do need to take the needles back out of you if they're not doing anything.
I don't think you put needles in Jethro.
Oh no, no, no. Tulsha, my man.
Please.
Okay, I'm just pull them out.
Let,
Those ones are little.
Let's focus on this guy first. Just,
course, of
I,
course.
I
Right.
don't want to. We don't know if. First of all, vampires shouldn't even be here.
No, they shouldn't.
What do you mean vampires? Those don't exist.
They do.
They do.
We've just been through the Shadowfell, fighting several of them, and. Shit,
Are you
I
sure he just doesn't have an advanced form of rabies?
No.
I'll pull out the. I have some manacles, and
I mean, I
I'll,
hate
Bad.
I'll just tie his arms around his back.
I mean, I honestly do hate agreeing with them on this, but this advanced rabies seems more likely than vampirism.
Yeah, like mad cow disease, you know?
Rabies doesn't give you fangs.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's why he's
But,
not
like, hey,
foaming.
don't judge his his racial background. You could be one of them crazy creatures. Could be a shifter. Could be a goblin. Well, obviously not a goblin, but like yeah, there's people out there with canines.
Sure. But yeah, shit. Tulsha, you getting yourself looked at?
One moment. And wherever Bernie puts the vampire, I'm going to put down an inverted magic circle, set to undead to keep him inside of it.
Ooh, okay. So, ping where you wish to place him. Because he will be out for 1 hour.
One now.
Hey, it's enough for you all to rest.
And enough for the spell to be cast twice, yeah.
If you don't mind, Tulsha, I would like to look at you since it didn't look like it didn't do much.
Sure.
Don't
just-
worry, I will just see if I can find any comp treatment here. I would like to check Tulsa.
Alrighty. Medicine check.
Of course. Let me turn off advantage.
And can Miriam assist to give him advantage?
Sure.
Oh, nice.
Roll again.
I'll do it.
Marion's more curious as to how you're doing it and supervising you're not being a creep to his sister. Which you are not, thankfully. 24. The property of the bite that she was subjected to seems to have physically drained her at an incredible rate of the blood that she has. So quickly, in fact, the only thing that you can compare it to, based off of where you come from, would be leeches. Leeches drain blood from individuals equal to 3 times their body weight in just a few short seconds, if they really are hungry. And based off of that happening to her, she's gonna need either extreme magics to fix her or a long rest to get better of it.
Okay.
You also notice something strange around the wound itself. There's this little bit of necrosis about it that, when you sniff, has a very foreign smelling scent to you. Something you've not encountered before.
Can the necrosis be burnt out or drained with any kind of other bug?
If you
sucking
drained
creature?
any more blood from her, she's gonna fucking die.
Okay. I let you know. So as a heads up, like, I think he's related to probably some kind of blood-sucking leech, but he did something similar to that too. You need just a good night's rest in order to re-pamper back up.
That's
I'm
good.
going to put a hand on Tulsha and just give you 10 points of healing back, and also, 5 points of healing, and 5 of those are to remove disease.
Okay.
When I hit her earlier, that also removed diseases.
Nice.
I don't think it's a disease. So our magic can only curative the physical flesh. It can't actually restore blood. So
I
What
mean-
do we know about vampirism, actually, Tulsha?
I was the one that did the research on that, Joey, so I would need a roll to remember.
Well, what notes did you write down?
We didn't really find out much because it was essentially that they were very mythical, and all the lore that we had is kind of like hearsay.
Yeah.
Not much. It's a lot of hearsay. Other than the fact that we learned that if you imbibe their blood, you turn into one. After you kill a creature, that's all I know. I was going to do more research until my sample got destroyed.
Well, you have a new sample here.
Yes, and speaking of that, she'll get a sample of the vampire blood from the vampire while he's out.
Alrighty. Interestingly enough, when you try to extract blood from the individual, they're so incredibly frail that you don't really get blood in the same manner that you usually do. When you get it from it, it's more of this very thick, drooly looking substance. Very dark as well, almost black, like a sludge.
It's concerning. That's not anything like what the other one looked like. All right.
So yeah, Jethro. Apparently vampires are real.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna, I guess, make sure there's no more of those. I guess he called them leeches around, and yeah, just gonna check.
Did he also state that he was stopping us from something? So that means there's probably something else under this house.
He meant himself.
Oh. Is
What?
that the implication that you got from that? Because I didn't get that.
He was very remorseful about this whole thing. I don't think he likes being a vampire. That's probably the reason why this place is deserted.
Let's do a quick once over and check before we wake him up then.
Right.
Alright, I would like one investigation check from each of you. Put yourselves in whatever room you are going to investigate.
Oh, in that case.
Well, He's he's out and inside a magic circle,
Yeah.
so he's.
I'll
And-
also
yeah.
open up doors because, yeah, they are locked, but they're very easily broken into by any of you. It's a wooden door. Most of y'all can just kick it the fuck down, or pick the lock, or go, Jethro!
Yeah. I'll use session advantage to look around.
Alright, go for it.
Oh, there's like a piano over here.
I'll also use a charge of the Wand of Secrets in this room.
I too will use the game advantage for this.
Go for it.
And yeah, I will use the map. The
Alright.
secret map.
As I've previously stated to her, no secret anything.
Alright, yep.
There is a well outside, over here, and that's it. That's
Yep.
yeah. Anyways, damn Bog, 10, nice. You're proficient. Sorry, Jethro.
Nothing over here.
As you go into this side room over here, you see that it seems to have been living quarters for somebody. A bedroom. Single bed, but fairly tall, would suggest at least for a fully grown individual, if they were normal sized. Looking around, there's a stove over in the far side, as well as a few tools that would be utilized for blacksmithing. The stove does have its own little I don't know what it's called, but it's the circular object that you put ingots into to heat up to melt down.
Smelters.
Crucible.
Crucible, thank you. It does have its own personal little crucible that has some type of metal that has solidified in it. Cold to the touch, obviously. Aside from that, you do see what appears to be a lot of scratch claw marks all over the room, and a lot of very old dried blood as well.
Oh boy.
Next individual. Bernie. 17, right? You used your advantage?
No.
You did not. 9. You get into the smelliest room in the house. As you get in there, there's a lot of decayed meat that smells of rot in here. You see that there appears to be a ham hunk over in the corner here. That has bite marks in it, and then a large pile of liquidy bile right next to it. And you're kind of just like holding back your wantings to vomit and not searching much further. Next up, Tolsha, you used your advantage, correct?
Yes.
Because 19 to 21 are very different. Okay.
Yeah.
As you get in here, you find a short sword that is lying in the corner over here, but you also notice that there's a scar mark underneath the shattered table on the ground, and it's incredibly wet carpeting that wasn't destroyed as you look up in the ceiling as a perfect opening from presumably where that short sword came from is. It looks like the sword came from the heavens and shattered the table, and for some reason now it's over in the corner. The blade has no blemishes on it, though it doesn't look highly enchanted. It clearly has some amount of magic as well. But it also has a familiar-looking tie around it.
She takes that sword knowing that it's one of those ones that came from that other plane. And wondering if this happened before or after, but yeah.
Bog. This room over here. You step inside. There's a very nice but very noisy rocking chair in the corner. It does have a cloth over top of it that is soiled, kind of nasty looking, a lot of blood stains. You see that there's also a locked box over here. But most importantly, when you look at the large double-sized bed, now for you it's a large bed, but it's only a double. You see that there appears to be the corpse of a man, skin tightened over whatever remaining meat is there, arms crossed and lying on the bed. There's puncture wounds inside the man's neck around the collarbone.
I check the body to make sure it's like actually dead, I guess.
Medicine.
Sure. 16.
It's very, very dead. Not a semblance of undead at all. However, you do notice it has that necrosis-like wound around the bite mark that you recognize from Tosha.
Huh. Noted. And then the chair's just a chair. I take the cloth off. And then I make a note of the lockbox because I know that Bog, as precision as as a man of precision he is, he doesn't do locks. So.
And around this time, with everybody investigating their respective rooms, you all hear a groaning sound coming from the other room. It's been an hour.
Elsha will return with, as there should be 10 minutes left on the circle as she recasts it.
You guys would notice Bog has a red cloth wrapped around his side now, like a souvenir. There's a box back there, right? I don't do locks, right? I could have just, really hard, but there's glass inside of it,
Well,
but I don't do locks.
Let's not break into anything more. I mean, hopefully, if this Hans here is able to communicate now, we might learn a thing or two.
I also got this fantastic blanket. It's bloody and.
Why am I not dead?
That's actually what I was about to ask, Sir Burn. Why is he not dead? Why are we keeping him alive? Is he alive?
There are reasons to not immediately destroy anyone simply because they're undead, I've come to learn.
Well, I mean, I think I kind of understand the need for more information, but then again, just an hour ago I learned vampires are real, and from what the stories I do know, they're monsters that kill and mercilessly and just kind of...
You are right. We are.
Not all of them. Some, from what we've encountered, yes, but the more concerning fact is there's a vampire on our plane. And, well, I'm curious to how you came to be affected with this condition.
Right. And before you, just so you know now, we are safe from you now. You don't have to worry about that. You can't break out of this circle.
Yeah. He looks over at your ankle, Tosha, and you all see a very clear, remorseful presence to the individual. I am sorry.
I thank you for the apology. You're not the first vampire we've ran into.
Is there a cure?
I don't know. I could attempt a greater restoration, but it might either be that or something along the lines of a resurrection. But that doesn't work on undead.
Well, let's see here. I'm no doctor, of course, but Didn't you say it was the blood that seems to be the issue?
From the sample I had, yes, but how did you become a vampire, Hans?
My brother was staying with my husband and I while he was trying to leave the Empire. While we were sitting around eating one day, a blade came down from the heavens, and we thought it was some type of gift. Attached to it had this vial of powder. We gave it a try. As remarkable as it was, a few days later, my brother had been tracked down by some Crown's guards. And he fended them off, killing one. That evening, he began vomiting everything he tried eating, and when we tried to help him, he attacked us. He ended up biting me, and after I tried to fend off against him, I used the sword to kill him. We ran to the other room as he bled out, but within a couple of hours of us hauling up to stay alive, I began to hear the heart beating of my husband. Then he begins crying and crying inside of the circle.
Look at Tulsa and just a bite then.
Perhaps if the conditions are met. I don't know if it's considered a curse or a disease that could be cured before the trigger is completed then.
I tried to remove any disease on you, but hang on. I'll step over and I'll cast Remove Curse on Tulsa.
As they're
Does
doing that,
anything.
I whispered to Tulsha too. There's a body in the other room. That's probably the husband they're talking about.
It is, he says between whimpers.
Joey, quick question. About vampire. Like I know vampires are mythological in your world, universe, and stuff, or this world. Are there still stories of like how to kill them, kind of thing, or how to reverse the curse?
History check.
Okay.
Anything happen with the remove curse?
We're getting there. I want to answer this
Okay.
question first.
Okay.
I was about to say, can I assist in that? Because I too am proficient with history, and
You
I'm
can't
kind of like.
help somebody remember something. Yeah, unless you were there for the experience. So you can
Well,
make
the-
your own history check if you would like.
I mean,
Oh, dang.
Joey, the plot twist is he was there the entire time.
Just in the background.
Every tragic moment of your life just in the background. God damn, that's bad.
No, I was just thinking, like, you know, that first Puss in Boots movie.
Sevens. All of the stories you guys have ever heard are just tragedies. Just tragedies of somebody gets it, within a couple of days they're monsters. There's nothing else you really hear. The slaying of them usually comes from paladins or clerics with holy water. That's all that the two of you would be aware of. But anyways, as you cast Remove Curse on Tosha, you get this burning sensation in your leg, specifically where the bite happened, as the two of you watch this black ichor slinking out of you and then just evaporates in the air.
Fuck, that hurt.
Right.
Okay. Blades can spread it. Right.
Let's hope that did it then.
You
Was
still
your
can't heal, but
your husband wasn't turned, was he?
no. He grew up in Oth, so he's a bit more cultured than I am. He heard of the stories, and apparently he thought we were turning into vampires, and he knew so long as he couldn't kill somebody, he would not turn. So he just lied in bed and died.
I see.
Well, I'm very sorry for what happened to you here. And like I said, we would like to help you if we can, and if you will allow it, I may attempt to remove this curse on you as well, though I do not know if you will live through it.
I would rather die than spread this to others.
That's understandable.
It's
I
a
have-
very good instinct you have there.
I have one request.
Yes.
My husband and I were supposed to travel. We were supposed to see the hidden cove.
Ah.
Would you, if you could, take his body there for burial?
Actually, I have an idea. Brady, you come with me for a second.
Sure.
Over to the room where the husband is. I want to try bringing the husband back. If you can remove curse on them at the same time. If that works on them, we might be able to do the same thing for him. Cure both of them. They didn't deserve this fate from another plane.
True, but how are you planning on bringing him back?
I have magic.
What?
If they haven't been dead for, well,
How long?
a century.
I mean,
The wooden
Most
building is still intact, so it has not been a century.
oh, that is... Yeah. But,
I'd rather these two get a happy ending.
sure, but can you also do the same for the other one? Hans over there.
I can bring Hans back to life. It doesn't remove magical diseases or curses. That would have to be you. At the very least, from what we were told back in the Shadowfell, if a vampire tapers their blood intake, they don't go mad. If you remember from the caravan.
Well, it's entirely up to you, of course. I would say, though, that... And I'll lower my voice just a little bit. Sometimes tragedies just happen and you can't rectify it. You just have to...
I know, but I'm hoping that you saw him. His remorse and sorrow in his eyes were losing his loved one.
Well,
I'd prefer that he get some kind of pleasant end.
Cool.
Worst case is it fails and
Yep.
it stays a tragedy, but
Well,
it doesn't
yeah,
hurt trying.
No, that's good. Just, yep. We'll do it that way then.
Let's do it.
So if you want me to remove curse on this one too, then
Do it on the husband first, and then we'll try it on Hans.
all right. I can only do it those 2 more times.
That's fair.
All right. I'll go over to the
I
dead
need.
body then.
I'll need to time it just right. As the casting time of the spell is an hour. Magic circle is exactly 1 hour.
Tolsha,
Hmm?
you know how resurrection works in my universe by now.
Hmm?
Is there any preparations you would like to take before you make this?
Yes. To bring the husband's body over to here and explain the plan to Hans that resurrection like this, if a loved one is there asking for them back, that there's a higher chance of success. Memories of pleasant times, of times that you wish to spend together, can help encourage the soul to come back. If this works and your husband comes back curse-free, we can then start figuring out a way to cure you. And I don't want this to be a tragedy for all. So she'll ask, is there any important items or objects in the house that would resonate with Hans's husband?
The Afghan.
She'll go.
He looks over at you, Bog.
Is it the blanket?
It was his mother's.
Oh, well, that makes sense why it was next to him. Yeah, here you go. And I hand it to Tolsha.
Looting dead bodies is real awkward, right?
It was like on the chair next to him. I just thought it was like a fancy cover, you know?
And
That chair was the first thing he ever crafted for this home.
she'll bring the chair over.
I am really happy I didn't sit in that chair. It probably would have broke.
Hans, how are you feeling right now, hunger-wise?
I am so hungry.
Right. Yeah, because I did this before. I'll bring out 2 of the leaders of the Handler's Blood. Because I still have 9.
Handler's blood.
I have 9 leaders left, and
Right.
I'll place it within the circle.
Oh,
Sure.
wait, how much blood do you need?
I've never been satiated.
Try this. Will be, from what I can tell, stale by what other vampires said, but it should help.
Thump, and immediately starts chugging it. He
It's like, I'm pretty pro them getting a happy ending, too. You know, that's a shame.
downs both jugs.
Feeling a bit better?
I'm not hungry, but something in me is telling me to kill you. It's easier to ignore than the hunger.
That's good.
And you all watch in real time as the hollowness become flush and he fills out much more. Well, he looks like a farmer. He's fit, strong.
Right.
Now this
What were you saying,
spell that-
Jethro?
Yeah, Jeff, I've been meaning to comment, like, what kind of, so based off his story, what kind of monster, like, sends down what the seemingly a gift and it turns out to be a curse? Like, that's some sadistic, psycho, or maybe even sociopathic stuff right there.
Yes, and that would also explain why we have encountered that before.
You have?
Yes, we
Yeah.
bought drugs off a market, and one of them was laced with vampire blood. We have it, and we've seen a sword like this fall from the heavens before.
Wait, you mean the Bernie special sugar drugs? Jethro
Yes.
pulls out from the bag of holding, still has the sticky note on it in Lily's handwriting.
Yeah, that's just Lily's way of, well, our adopted sister, I guess. She's a bit of a trickster.
That's crazy. They made medical pharmaceuticals out of vampire blood. I gotta note that one down at some point.
No, it was laced.
And I don't think
Oh.
these are for medical purposes.
Right. If everything's ready, you, Hans, will want to say words to coax them back now that you're in a better state. As with the body here and the chair and the, I forget what it's called, I'm sorry, uncultured American.
Afghan.
And the
It's an
Afghan nearby will begin the hour-long ritual of resurrection
Alrighty.
using a 1,000 gold piece blood diamond. As those are the ones I happen to have.
Oh man, I
Joshua,
can't wait till.
Before you start, would you want me to try to remove the curse first, or
Yes. If it's
Okay.
still on their system, this magic will not cure that.
I'm not sure if it will work on a dead body, but it's worth a try, I suppose.
I can't wait till later in the campaign, like Bernie's gonna be like dead, and it was like, oh no, we have to find a way to resurrect him. Oh no, if only I had a 1,000 gold piece blood diamond for this resurrection.
It's fine. I
She'll
have
make
a
more.
stock.
She just has to kill people. That's all.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have a stockpile.
Stabs Jethro in the chest.
Well, I'm gonna cast Remove Curse on the husband then.
Alrighty. As you cast the spell, you do watch as the wound around the neck reacts very similarly to Tolsha's wound.
Alright. Well, that's good, I think.
Now, you perform the ritual, and as you are doing this, the room fills up with this aroma that is kind of like an Everglade. A little smelly, a little salty, but natural, earthy. As this is happening, the moisture in the room intensifies, humidity becoming ever more present. Around the time that he has to begin to coax the soul, Jethro and Bernie, you both notice that Hans is struggling a little bit with maintaining his control. And he'll look at the two of you. Please restrain me.
That's not an issue. I hand him the symbol of the Wild Mother and go, hopefully this helps you just a little bit. And I get ready to restrain him.
Yeah, you know what? As religion's fine and dandy, but and Jethro's gonna is basically getting a bunch of rope and like getting that ready to actually just wrapping it around him.
Hang on, it might not actually be necessary, and as I realize I can just harness divine power to gain a spell slot back, so I'll use that once to gain back a 3rd level spell slot, and then I'll cast Magic Circle again around.
Ooh.
Yep. Just
Paladins. Good spells.
Inverted magic circle, remember.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
He can't go in there. No. Anyways. As the room begins to have a faint greenish glow all around it, Tolsha, your eyes go golden for a second, and the red portions of your hair shift into a subtle green. Of course, you don't notice, but everybody else in the room can see clearly. Almost as if it's covered a little bit with mossy energy. You feel a comforting old hand touch your shoulder, Tolsha. Darling. Spencer. I just want you back. Even if I have to stay like this, and they can't save me, you're too good to deserve this fate. You still need to go there, to the cove. We still need to find it. Or at least one of us does. Please. Come back. And as you drape the Afghani over top of the individual, the Afghan over top of the individual, I need you to roll me a d20.
Oh boy, here we go.
14's high enough. You watch as the body begins to swell, pigmentation returning to them, and a very soft cough comes from Spencer, the husband. One eye slowly opens. He looks at all of you. And Tolsha, you notice he looks right past your shoulder, the one that you feel the hand holding. As he gives a smiling, you see two sharpened fangs in his mouth.
Oh, that's not good.
She'll wait, because this could still be a happy ending for them. Even if it's whatnot.
He looks over his shoulder, past the chair. Hans, darling. I think I found the cove.
She'll offer him a hand to help him up steadily.
His body is still beyond 100%. He cannot physically do very much right now, but as he takes your hand, he pats the top of it, Tolsha, and you guide him over a little. Hans.
Is he breathing?
Roll me a medicine check.
14.
Yes, but the way the body is reacting to this, it seems more to be out of habit than necessity.
Noted.
Who are all of you?
Wanderers that were seeking shelter from a storm and learned of yours and Hans' situation. The tragedy. And, well, I would prefer it doesn't end that way.
He gives you another fangy smile. I was laying down in a quiet cove made of gold. when I spoke to my guide, she told me that a friend of hers was sending somebody to help my beloved. You feel the hand moving away from your shoulder, Tolsha, and he's still staring in that area.
Feeling that hand still on me, can I take my other hand and place it on Hans and attempt to channel divinity to cure both of them of their vampirism? Asking Mama Vusi for one last favor for them to have their one more chance, free of the extraplanar influence of this cocaine.
Roll me your D100.
Sorry, just that sentence.
Yeah.
Extraplanar cocaine? Come on, D100, please. Let this at least work once.
Come on.
69. Come on, 69. Mama Vusi loves 69.
Oh.
74. You hear a whisper, Tolsha. And to everybody else, it almost sounds like the humming of birds in the room filling it up a little bit. But to you, you can figure it out. I can't remove everything, darling. But I will remove their thirst.
Thank you.
In that moment, there is a heat that pulses through the entirety of the room, and you all listen to the two men as they're crawling closer, trying to touch each other once again. You see the heat emanates around the two of them, and they begin sweating, profusely sweating. And then that black essence drifts off of the both. They will still need to feed, but that is all.
Thank you.
Can we all hear that last bit, or is that just Tolsha?
Just Tolsha, but everybody
Right.
hears the humming of birds.
Right, yeah.
And after that, and getting the two back together, my God, Mama Vusi has made it so you guys don't have to suffer the hunger that you were experiencing, Hans. You still have to feed, but you're not going to be the monsters. Like in the stories.
Well, when Hans, you said you also felt some urge to kill us. Is that still there?
No.
Good.
No. And I'm not hungry either. Spencer speaks up. I'm famished.
Coming back from the dead would do that.
Is it... Is it blood from people that we still need to eat? I don't think I would like that.
I'm honestly unsure.
Oh, darling, looks like we need to get ourselves some more animals. Just to see.
Hang on, I have a cage of rats here. Let me just...
Oh, that's better
Wait.
than people? And he...
Is that why that's been in the carriage the entire time? I mean, I didn't want to question you, Burin, but did you expect this somehow?
I honestly kind of forgot about the rats a little bit, but it felt wrong to.
Have you been feeding them?
I mean, that's probably why they look half starved there. Like, I'm pretty sure that skeleton is because they ate one of their own.
Hey, look.
I,
In Joe's universe, all the pets are well fed and cared for.
Yes, even if you forget, I don't. So, you take the cage of rats and you offer one to him?
Yeah.
He'll
I figure he could take a nibble from the rat, and then he could take a nibble from me, and see if it does the same thing. You know what I mean?
I don't want to feed from people. That. No.
That
I
makes
understand.
sense.
I'd rather not. No. The cove was very nice, and that sounds preferable to this.
I understand.
He takes the rat and very uncomfortably sinks his teeth in, clearly not enjoying the experience. But as he begins to drain, you see more color lifting into his cheeks as he places it back down. That helps a little. Can I have
So-
another? That actually tasted really good.
I mean,
Sure, yeah, I'll just hand them the whole
Cage,
rats.
and he'll eat 2 more of them, draining them before he's satiated. I mean, I feel fine. These things are sharp, and he like touches it with his finger, and he pulls his finger, and it's bleeding a little bit. Ah,
yeah. But honestly, by the looks of that, starting up your farm again and getting some animals should be able to let you guys live in peace.
huh.
I'm just curious if you still retain some of your, well, the other parts of vampirism. I mean, we don't know if you are able to walk in sunlight, for example.
Oh. Oh, that would be really, really inconvenient.
Right.
No idea, honestly.
But maybe I still have super strength.
Give it a shot.
He looks around the room and starts like clapping his hands together and the piano, and goes over to the piano in the other room. You all look around the corner and you hear the grunting noises and shifting. Then a moment goes by and he brings half of it out. Guys, I'm really strong.
Congratulations. And
Oh, that's still heavy. And he drops it and it crashes and breaks the floor. Oh.
yeah, your place will need some repairs.
Oh, that's no problem. I'm a carpenter.
I wish to help at least get you guys started, as it seems that
I think you've
Yes.
all done plenty enough for us, honestly.
if that's what you wish.
Right. Well,
Just
Um,
remember to love one another.
Always. And I'm not wearing that t-shirt today. Damn.
And I want to have a certain. I mean, hopefully this will not adversely affect you anymore. But if you start feeling any sort of hunger or that urge of any kind, just make sure you do not let it come to harm over anyone.
I would really, really much rather die than hurt somebody again. We'll barricade ourselves in. Just maybe
If that
check in with us, and if we're going to do that, then at least for me, He reaches into the circle to grab his husband's hand. Just stop me.
Well, I live like kind of sort of around here. You know, after I get my roots, and the reason why I originally was gonna go to Uthodon, the forest or whatever it is, right? I can like swing through here if you need.
Ah, more. Uthodurn, yeah, whatever. Just
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, the swamp, Uthodurn.
Yeah, oh, it was upside down. My bad.
If you would like,
need
you're
to.
more than welcome to stay with us if you're local.
Yeah, I'm pretty proficient with the nature and the animals. So like, I'm kind of a farmhand myself. Not gonna lie. So.
Well, this seems like it worked out quite well then. I mean, if you managed to get some sort of arrangement going here, will you look in on them and yeah, that could work.
And that'd be good for you guys because you guys will know, like, kind of where I stay because, you know, in case you ever need to get a little bit of fixer-upper.
Sure. And maybe you guys could help him get cleaned up as well.
What you talking about?
You're a bit dirty still.
No, it's called Au Naturel Cologne, okay? It's kind of a big thing.
Right.
Alright.
Dirt. But yeah, anyway, yeah, just so you're aware though, the two of you, it's, well, hang on just one moment, I'll use my divine sense again. Do they resonate as undead?
They do, yes.
Right.
You know, there's good undead, and this seems.
You know, it's, well, the two of you are not quite living anymore, it seems, and I know there are many who are a bit more zealous than I am in regards to such things. I have learned a thing or two through my travels, but there are people who would, if they learn that you are undead, especially vampires, there are people who might come to try to destroy you. There are others who might come to try to get your blood for nefarious purposes. So just be very careful and try to stay off anyone's radar, I wish to say, although I don't know what a radar is. But, yeah.
You mean those maps that go against, like they look out for raids from bandits and stuff?
Right, yes.
Magic stone that kind of
Those
beeps.
that tell you where the raids are. You're right.
It's the raids
but-
are.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Bernie, is that the right proper word for you, Mr. Bernie?
Sure,
Um,
yeah, you can call me.
Well,
Mr. Bernie was his father.
I know
it wasn't.
I know that you have a lot of concern here, but the Wild Mother likes to teach us to embrace and respect that which you cannot control in this world, exist with it in harmony. Kind of just concern is okay, but just accept that this is a situation that might or might not be out of your control once you leave, you know?
You're a follower as well.
Of the Wild Mother?
Yes.
Hot diggity, yeah.
Wonderful. I have to tell you about the Golden Cove. When I was dead, it was wonderful. They're so incredibly beautiful.
That's a conversation we could have later.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's a bit difficult, but I have to make an assessment of whether or not I need to let someone know about the two of you.
Just look inside. Bernie, you're very insightful. What do you feel? I personally believe that they should be able to have their second chance.
Well, I agree.
And Mama Vusi was able to cure them of the hunger. They shouldn't be ravenous. And plus, we can always come back through on our way back from Oth
Right.
and check in on them. And possibly even bring you some animals.
You know, I just realized for all of the animals we butcher, now we no longer have to drain their blood in the barn.
Yeah,
Wow, that'll be a helpful tool.
you'll have your own personal supply.
And if what you're asking is for us to lay low, I don't want to tell anybody that I drink blood, honestly. That doesn't sound like a fun conversation.
That's fair enough.
And that's an easy enough request after giving us both another chance.
Right.
Hearing the story of what happened, it was a tragedy I didn't want to let stay. Especially those damn swords raining from the sky.
Yeah. I mean, the swords themselves are nice, but that damn cocaine.
Look, if we find that vampire, we want to give him a talking to.
Right.
I mean, are we now going to just go hunting for this vampire or something? I'm a little lost on our priorities now.
No, that's
No.
not our. It doesn't affect our mission in any way. We still have our goals. But from time to time, you know, it's good to be able to do good like this.
Yes.
Yeah. I suppose it's.
Well,
Yeah.
once we sprucing the place up a bit, you all will always have a place to stay if you need.
Thank you, and please feel free to call on me whenever you need to.
Sure,
Yeah,
is
no,
there
no.
an address we can send you a letter to or something?
Sure, she'll give them the address of the house in Phelan.
Let's go.
I was about to say, if you gave them Anti-Fire's house, Lily might have some words.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck,
that's
bro.
That's
Vampire, my
Yeah.
aunt's address.
Huh.
That's our place in Phelan. We try to stop by there when we can, but adventures, am I right?
Right. All right. Well, I guess now we have to start cleaning the place up a little bit. Can't we just cuddle for a little bit first?
I think you might want to repair the local furniture before you even assume that.
Right. Let's get to work. I've been stiff as a board. We need to fix some things up in here. Hey, Lily's not here.
I know. The mindset still kind of is like,
Yeah, I
my
know.
husband. Well, when these adventures gone, I'm as stiff as a board.
Let me give you a hand, at least what I can, with mending.
All
At
right.
least for smaller objects.
Well, all of you can spend the remainder of this evening here if you would like. With mending in hand and scrubbing the floors, you can clean this place up to become a lot nicer.
I think it's perfectly fine.
There's blood stains. Yeah, well, okay.
I call it character.
Yeah, it's got that rustic charm, you know.
Yeah.
That rustic,
has-
like murder house charm.
Yeah, this building has so much character development. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Plus, that way Bernie can keep an eye on them because to judge them and whatnot. I can't.
Right. Well, I'm glad this worked out.
Star stuck a bunch of needles into your back and neck.
That's fine.
Oh no, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Hans.
It's fine. You did what you had to do. Well then. Everybody, I know it's a wee bit on the early side, but that's all of the improv I think I have at my disposal today.
Oh,
No, we need more.
question: is parts of Tosha's hair still green?
Yes.
Does that
I,
even...
There's the green and the purple inside of it now.
I did kind of want to have a bit of a talk with Jethro, though.
Oh,
that we
yeah, go ahead.
Put into the session.
Yeah, go for it.
So after we helped them clean up a little bit and get sort of settled again for the rest of the evening, I suppose I'll go over to Jethro again and just, hey, do you have a moment?
Oh yeah, no, I've got nothing but time and worry because today's been a bit of a little bit. Not the most,
Right.
but you know.
Right. In any particular way, you mean, or?
Oh no, just like there's a sudden storm. We
Right,
met
yeah.
a guy who I'm still not entirely convinced isn't some sort of serial killer on the run.
As I
And
walk past, as he says, I walk past with like rotted meat. I'm just eating it. Like, this is pretty good.
and yeah, I learned that vampires are real, and there's two, and they have, I guess, a happy ending.
Yeah, it's certainly. Yeah, I guess it has been quite a day, hasn't it? It's kind of. I've come to. No, well, there are some days once in a while where just you get used to things being very different than you are used to, I suppose. I mean, a year ago I would probably have just killed the Hans right away, and then burned the bodies, just to be sure, But things change. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to. I remember what you talked about earlier. You said about, well, that thing that you had been forced to do a while ago, where.
I mean, my marriage to Yenny.
Yeah, well, that too. But you said there was someone who died because of that choice you made earlier, and I'm just. I know it's not really something that you might want to revisit, but I haven't been able to quite shake the curiosity of.
Well, I mean, I'm the one who opened that can, so this, I sort of expected this, I guess. And you do see that, like, Jethro is, like, visibly, like, starting to feel visibly uncomfortable with, like, just like, it's in the body language, like, right, well, I guess you just wanted to know who it was that caused all this strife for me then.
Well, if you wouldn't mind.
Right. Well, technically the one who caused it is myself, but no. You see, it was during that incident when we were fighting through those hordes of abominable creatures, Sourceworn. We came across. Oh, I let my squad rest, and while I scouted ahead, I was feeling rather good at, just after a quick short rest and hidden away, and I had came across the site of a battle in place between a undead half giant, much like your brother there. But this. Have you heard of Grog Strongjaw?
That name rings a bell. Vox Machina?
Yes, he was a one of the heroes of Vox Machina, but though he died. How long ago did he die, Joey? Like 100 years ago?
80-ish.
Like around, I don't know, 70 to 90 years ago. And he was in a pitched battle with the head of the Church of the Everlights, Pike Trickford, another member of
Right.
Vox Machina, and if the stories are true, Grog Strongjaw's best of friends. I saw firsthand the power they wielded. Pike using divine energy to scorch the landscape and heal wounds that I did not think anyone could survive from. And I saw a half giant literally pull out a dead tree from the ground and use it as a massive club. In some cases, I would have gone in there to assist and brought my squad with, but, well, there were more Sarasworn closing in, getting drawn by the sounds of combat, and my squad was already on their last legs. Maybe we could have saved her. Maybe we wouldn't have, but, well, I made the decision that we needed to go, because otherwise I knew for sure we would all die. And ever since, it was, well, there are some that are very duty bound that understandably said that it was my duty regardless to try. There are those that you'd be surprised how, despite, the Everlights' belief in forgiveness, they can hold a grudge. Pike's husband sort of kind of blacklisted me on many jobs after I was released from the Slayers. Heck, given the fact that I was maybe not high ranked, but ranked high enough to know certain secrets, the Slayers needed to do a mind spell on me so that I wouldn't have any secret information that could be easily pried from me. And, well, given certain circumstances. Yes, it was sort of a protocol. It's one of those things where I know what happened to me.
Sure, but you
I don't know.
remember the exact.
I don't remember the details. Yeah,
Right.
although I do remember at least one thing that I asked was, well, forget the names of my squad and who they were,
Right.
because while I don't remember much, I do remember that whoever they were, once they learned the truth, they were of the idea that we should have tried. And, well, didn't exactly appreciate what I did.
Well, that's, I guess, the dual blessing and curse of being in charge, I suppose.
As I said, I wouldn't change my decision, but it doesn't make it hurt any less to some aspects.
Sure.
Now, Bernie, history check.
Yep. History. It's not my strong suit, but 19.
The Battle of the Ivyheart Thicket.
Right.
The war waged against Vordvik.
Yep.
You recall the story surrounding this, the legendary status of the death of Pike Trickfoot,
Yeah.
one of the few remaining members of Vox Machina. There's been tales of blame passed around various different barracks by low-ranking individuals. All of this is very familiar to you.
Well, Jethro, it's I'm glad that you were able to be so upfront about it. To be clear, I don't bear any grudge about that whole thing. I have heard talk of this in the barracks and among the men once in a while. You know, Ike was a bit of a legendary hero.
Yeah. I mean, and after she was gone, I almost want to think that the new head, Sir Yurak guy, may have
Yorick.
almost. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I believe
Yorick
he may have.
Falcone, I believe.
Yeah, he invited me to something, but I kind of had this gut feeling it was a trap of sort, maybe not one to kill me, but further just sort of humiliate me. I don't know.
Well, I don't. I can't speak to that. I have heard that he's a bit arrogant. But well, I don't know. That's over in Emon, and I grew up on the East Coast, you know. But yeah, as the way I see it is sort of it's very regrettable, but you say you stand by your decision, and that's ultimately something I think everyone should respect. And you did it to preserve the life of your companions, right?
Yeah.
So you did it out of duty, and no one can blame you for that.
You'd be surprised. But
Well, no one should blame you for that. I mean, but yeah. So so you're probably more of a veteran than I am. As you may be aware, I've only recently come into. Well, I only recently became a lieutenant, and I haven't always had. Well, I haven't really had much experience in leadership. So if you have any pointers, I'd happily take some. If you have anything to give.
well, I guess probably one of the first things is be firm with whatever your decision is, but make sure you're always open for, thinking about it. I've learned philosophy is a good way to sort of kind of get into that mentality. Although
You know,
some people,
yeah, that's very good. I enjoy that. I've been trying to like get my siblings to talk philosophy once in a while. They all seem to hate it for some reason.
I mean, it can be a bit of a dreary or time consuming subject sometimes, but it's a good way to un- try to understand both the world we live in and yourself, if you really think about it.
Exactly. Yeah, and also how others think. You know.
Right. If regardless, if you do need leadership tips, well, I'm still sort of dusting off some cobwebs, so to speak. I've been kind of just a sergeant on guard patrol duty for the last couple years.
Right. Well, like you've probably noticed with our little band here, we're not so much a military unit as we are more a band of siblings trying to just do what we think is right to some extent. And well, I've been kind of trying to retain a kind of military sense of duty. At least someone has to in this group. But I'm glad you're along.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, but as far as me being more experienced goes as well, even though you've only recently become a lieutenant, I mean, I'm fairly sure they believe you were ready for that position. So it's still a bit of a learning curve, but I'll do my best to assist you, Burn.
oh, thanks. I appreciate that. But yeah, so just while we're out traveling here, I don't want you to be too concerned with our rank, respectively.
I mean, you're the
if
one
you
who told
have a-
me not to worry so much about it, so I've been doing my best not to.
Yeah, sure. And just if you have an issue with something I do or say, just tell me up front and I'll deal with it then.
Tulsa just walks past carrying like some debris. I'm clearly the medic, so I outrank everyone.
I thought your medical expert was your brother, the big half giant.
Miri will look and excuse the hell out of me. I'm the physician. She's the medic.
I think you mean necromancer and blood mage.
Wait, what? What?
That's
Blood cleric, thank you.
Right.
You haven't noticed my skeletons carrying things for us?
I thought those were just some cloaked, and like I don't want to say slaves or servants.
I would never make slaves. They're well educated.
We actually did have someone with us a while ago who she did make slaves, but yeah, she's not. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we're fine with necromancy and blood magic, but not slavery.
Gotta have
I mean,
morals.
Of
There,
course.
there does have to be a line drawn somewhere. I'm not. I don't have anything against it either, unless it's used for bad stuff. But that did take me by surprise.
Yeah. No,
And you're referring to necromancy there, not slavery. Just to clarify for the stream.
Oh yeah, the necromancy and blood magic.
I
part.
just need to clarify that for the stream. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Necromancy, gray. Slavery, not. Like. Anywho. You all listen as the storm has seemingly subsided off the coastline and around you. You peek out through some of the boarded up windows and look up at the incredibly beautiful sky, clear of everything since the storm's passage, and realize that morning had snuck up on you all somewhere during the evening. And I think this is where we'll call it. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a great time. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.